Доброе утро всем. Как дела? Доброе пожаловать в мой канал. Good morning everyone, how are you? Welcome to my channel. I don't like making videos with glasses on, but the sun is really bright and it's very hard to see. So this is going to be the obviously the weekly series continuation. This is going to be video 3 or part 3, and obviously I do learn every week, but obviously I was away in Russia, as you know. I've still got videos to come out, and but I have been learning, and I had a lesson a couple of days ago. Very loud. Apologise if that's going to be loud. If you're wearing headphones, that's going to be very loud. So anyway, so had a lesson a couple of days ago, and she was talking about odchestva, which is the equivalent to like a middle name in England. So in England you have your first name, your last name, your surname, and then you get given a middle name. Sometimes you get given a loads. My middle name is Adam, and back a little bit of history quickly before we get into this lesson. So back in the 1800s, only 10% of the population in England had what was then known as 2 first names. It was only back then like upper class. It was just, I don't know why. And then it was a bit more religious with middle names. Obviously now it's just something that's carried over, and it's just something that we do. It doesn't mean anything. It's, for me anyway, it's just a middle name. Anyway, so odchestva. So basically what that means for people in England that don't know is, in Russia obviously they have their first name and surname like everywhere, but then they get their second name or their middle name is like a name of their father added on. So for example, my name would be Keith Barivich. And I just want to explain my name quickly, because my name in English is Keith, and although it translates to Keith, Keith actually means whale. So, but it sometimes translates to Keith. So you know, if you hear me say Keith, or you see the word Keith and think, why is he calling himself a whale? Don't ask me. That's just how my name translated into Russian. So yeah, so there's that. Okay, so what have I learnt? So obviously, you know, I'm a chef, and we've been doing a lot of food related stuff, and I've been learning to talk about what goes on with a traditional English breakfast. So I've only just memorized this yesterday. I'm making this video Tuesday because I just won't have time throughout the week. So this video will still go up Thursday, but I had a lesson on Monday, and I've been practicing this for several days since I came back from Russia. And so it's still a bit rusty, but it goes like this. Традиционный английский завтрак. Завтрак is breakfast. Я бы хотел рассказать о традиционном английском завтраке. Сначала я готовлю сосиски и бекон в духовке или в сковородке. Затем я нарезаю и готовлю кровяную колбасу с sosiskami i biekonem. Zatiem bieru pomidory i grzyby, narezaju ich i obżarywaju. Zatiem żaruję jajce w skоворodkie. So basically what that was saying was traditional English breakfast. And about the traditional English breakfast, first I cook bacon and sausages, then I cut and cook black pudding with the bacon, with the sausages and bacon. Then I cut some tomatoes, mushrooms and grill them, and then I fry an egg. There was another bit on there. It was to do with, then I serve it with beans and buttered toast, and I just, because it gets given to me in different phrases, I don't get given it all in one sentence because that would just be too much to learn and memorize. So it gets broken down, and it was broken down into about 5 different phrases as part of this whole phrase, and I just couldn't quite fully memorize the last phrase. I'm just going to try quickly if I can. I know the last bit was tarioku, then I play it up, and buttered toast is sorry, one second, I'm really trying to remember here. Tostom maslom, I think. Again, I haven't quite mastered that last bit of phrase, so I'm trying to remember bits of it, but that's all I can remember, which isn't helpful because it doesn't really tell you exactly what's going on. But that's the phrase that I've been learning. Obviously I have other stuff that I'm learning, and obviously all the stuff that I've learned previous. So for example, the whole I can't even remember what it was now, what I just said earlier in the video about second names. How I say I'm telling a story about myself. Jakid, ja jest Anglii, ja powar, mnie 39 lat, u mnie jest semia, u mnie jest syn I docz, mojemu synu 18, mojej doceri 15, no mój nie żywią w mieście, u mnie jest podruga, jej zawód Julia, ja lubię Julię, ja także lubię Katowic. Ja wysekta gotowlю belgijskie wafle w woskresenie. Ja увлекаюсь путешествиями. Moje hobby это футбол. Я изучаю русский. Я работаю поваром 22 года. That story, I need to add in about Otchestva, I just remembered it, Otchestva. I need to add in that into this story, so obviously that would be near the beginning. So maybe I'd say something like Jakit, Maya, Otchestva, Kit, Barivich. I don't know, maybe that's wrong. I gotta try and work that in. So obviously I've been given other homework, so that's the part of the homework, and I've got given texts that I need to memorize by heart. I've got texts that I read, so I get given text to read and then translate into English. So it's not all about just memorizing a word, it's about trying to understand the word as well, because while it's good to be able to say Russian words, what's the point if you don't understand what them words mean? you know. So, you know, that little story I just said about myself was basically saying that, you know, my name's Keith, I'm from England, I'm a chef, I'm 39, I have a family, I have a son and daughter. My son is 18, my daughter is 15. I have a girlfriend, her name is Julia, but in England it's Julia. I love Julia. I also love to cook. I cook waffles, Belgian waffles, sorry, on a Sunday. I like to exercise or walk. My hobby is football. Not so much now, but it was. I'm learning Russian, and I've been a chef for 22 years, or over 22 years. So that little sentence, what I talk about in Russian, that's what that translates to in English. Obviously, if you're, you know, from England or an English-speaking country, that's what that translates to. So yeah, I've been learning that, obviously, about the traditional English breakfast. I've got to really memorize that and that last bit, and I'll have other stuff. And obviously, you know, I just want to quickly apologize as well. I know I said at the very first, this is a weekly series, and this will be every Thursday, and then I've done it for 2 weeks and then went away and didn't do it for 2 weeks. So I do want to apologize for that, but I'm sure you'll understand. I was with my girlfriend, and that just, yeah. But I've been talking about that, and when I do make trips to Russia again, I will continue that weekly series. And what I've also decided to do is when I'm in Russia and I'm making videos, and maybe you'll see it in some of these videos, is if I know the Russian word for what I'm talking about, I'll also say that Russian word. And I feel like maybe I should start doing that as well. Kind of get used to saying Russian. And anyway, I know that didn't seem like I was talking about a lot, but I've been away for a couple of weeks, as you know, and homework wasn't as much, but I've learned about English breakfast, and I've got other homework, and I'm going to add stuff into my story about the odd chestva. Anyway, that's going to be it from this video. I hope you enjoy, and I promise this series will continue.